Callum Smith actually spoke about his fight with Canelo, and he broke down what he saw. And I want to just say this again. Somebody get this message to Callum Smith because I'm really a fan of him. Callum Smith made no excuses. One, two. Callum Smith wasn't just tough. He had very good defense. And I'm gonna say that again. Callum Smith had very good defense. Okay. Um, Callum Smith said Canelo didn't hit very hard because most of the shots he blocked. But he said that Canelo, the thing that really got him was how he closed the distance and how quick he was once he closed the distance. And I remember taller fighters saying that of Floyd, bigger fighters saying that of Floyd. I just really feel like Canelo and Floyd are so similar. But the only difference is that Canelo, when he's walking you down, he rarely takes his time to walk you down. So he's a lot cleaner than Floyd going forward. Remember Floyd versus Ab Judah, Floyd was doing something like that, walking you down. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So Canelo, the thing about Canelo I found very interesting is that Callum Smith was saying he didn't really have all that power. You know, he's a good puncher, but he's not really a heavy puncher. He also said that Canelo didn't really hurt him throughout the fight, which is true. I think he caught him with one good body punch. I remember that. They didn't really hurt him, but he said that it's just the way how he closes the distance and how quickly he comes in and he starts to attack. And he makes you think in there. And Canelo was saying the very same thing. And it's the very same thing Mama's boy said about Floyd Mayweather. He says he makes you think because he comes on you so fast and all of a sudden he's punching and he makes you react to him because he's coming with varied attack. He's doing various things. He's doing something different. So it makes you think about what he's doing instead of conducting what you're doing. So I found that very interesting that both Canelo and Floyd have similar things. I'm going to say this categorically. And Nate Campbell and the guy from Lions Killer, they don't seem to understand what these guys do. You know, a lot of people didn't understand when Floyd was walking down bigger fighters. And I even saw Canelo use the double touch jab and then the uppercut dump up the center that Floyd had used on him. So I want to say this to Callum Smith. I think Callum Smith has been blessed to face Canelo Alvarez. And I really truly feel that Callum Smith should take some of the things that Canelo is doing to heart and put it in his game. Add those tools to your toolbar. Set a noise in the back. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, so I told you guys about a lot of technical things that Canelo does in there. Like tremendous amount of noise without warning. Anyway, man. So Canelo Alvarez, man, hell of a fighter. Pound for pound, number one, man. You got to give it to Canelo. It's not Terrence Crawford right now. It's Canelo, man. And I'm gonna break down some more of what Canelo did in there, but I just wanted you guys to hear what Callum Smith said. Callum Smith's a hell of a fighter, by the way. Callum Smith said he would throw a whole set of punches and he would miss. He said it's so different when you're hitting air instead of hitting the boxer. He says it makes you not want to throw and kind of discourages you. And he said it was several shots he was riding and rolling and he said his defense is crazy. That's not the first time I heard that. I heard Danny Jacobs say the same thing. I've heard, and I think it's his defense that makes guys, and that's why Canelo has his own way with these guys because his defense is so on point. I'm not going to change my mind about Canelo. I think Canelo beats every single 168 pounder. I think he beats Demetrius Andrade. And this is what I want to say. Canelo beat the best 168 pounder, and I don't think it's going to change because Billy Joe Saunders, I don't think is going to expose Canelo. But I do think that Demetrius Andrade has a chance. Jamal Charlo is big and strong, but Canelo will nullify that. Like Callum Smith and like Paul Smith said, he takes your best attributes and he neutralizes it. He takes it away from you. What Callum Smith said was in the fight, Canelo started targeting his arm. He knew that was the jabbing arm. And he started targeting it. And he knew his arm was fucked up somewhere around the fourth, fifth round. And then Canelo kept on targeting that arm. When Canelo picked up that it was fucked up, he just kept on punching it. And by punching it, his arm started to drop. He couldn't keep his arm up. That son of a bitch is something else, isn't he? I thought Canelo fucked up his arm. And I was even suggesting that to you guys. Fucking scientist, boy. Canelo's a fucking scientist. That motherfucker is smart as fuck. He said that Canelo was very smart in there. And he said it wasn't so much his pop and his power as it was how clever he was. So that's some next level shit. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys a lot more stuff that Canelo does because a lot of people don't appreciate Canelo, and they definitely don't appreciate Floyd. And I hear a lot of guys talk about power, power, power. My ass. Callum Smith has a lot of power. He has a lot of pop. He just can't catch Canelo clean. He couldn't catch him clean. What the fuck does power mean if you can't use the motherfucker? Sorry about the curse. Canelo's got defense. Defense wins you fights. Man, I gotta go on Troy Killertainment. Troy Killertainment gotta put out his view because I'm gonna go watch his video, man. Defense wins you fights. And fuck what they say about Canelo with steroids and all that bullshit. You know why they don't understand the sweet science? These motherfuckers don't understand the sweet science. And all those motherfuckers who coming in here and talking about Canelo this and Canelo that, y'all on some tribal shit. Y'all just don't like the guy. He's a real deal, like I said before. And that motherfucker is problems. He's a special guy. Paul Smith acknowledged, Callum Smith acknowledged. Now, people say Callum Smith straight up and down, no special effects. I disagree to some degree. Because Callum Smith's defense was pretty much on point. I saw him pivot out the way. I saw him slipping. I saw him slip to one side, off the shot, get away from the shot. You know, Callum Smith's got some defense. You know, and he's quick. You know, he can do the leaping left hooks and everything. His problem is he's limited by range. He do it from afar. He catch it from outside, from a distance. And Canelo took that distance away. That's why he was pouring away, and sometimes he wasn't throwing good shots. And then the other thing was he was uncertain whether he would hit Canelo or not. So I think that all of that messed him up a bit. I want Canelo to face Jamal Charlo. I want Jamal Charlo to be hitting air almost all the way throughout the fight. I know Jamal Charlo's a machine, so even if he misses, it's not going to bother him. But I'm telling you right now, y'all saw Matt Carbach versus Jamal Charlo. Y'all saw Brian Adams versus Jamal Charlo. I'm telling you, Canelo will beat Jamal Charlo. It's the same style, same kind of fighter. Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, Callum Smith, Sergey Kovalev, they're all the same fighter. They're all the same fighter. They all get the Canelo treatment. We've seen him fight inside fighters like Liam Smith, right? Beat their ass up. So the question really is, who could beat Canelo Alvarez? And I'm going to say still Demetrius Andrade or Billy Joe Saunders have the best chance. But the only way I'm going to watch Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders or Demetrius Andrade if they face each other. I'm not going to watch. If they just directly go in and face Canelo, they're not going to win him. They're not going to beat that guy. He's special. They need to face each other. They need a test before they can face Canelo. Billy Joe Saunders hasn't had that test yet. Not that level of test. He needs to face a world champion, a current world champion, and beat them. And same thing for Demetrius Andrade. So please, DAZN, don't fuck this up. DAZN, please allow Billy Joe Saunders to face Demetrius Andrade next year. While Canelo's up in Mexico facing Yildirim or whoever the fuck he's gonna face. Y'all go and face each other. Make sure that fight happens. Make sure it happens soon. When he comes back, he probably will fight somewhere Cinco de Mayo, somewhere there. When Canelo's fighting Cinco de Mayo, and sure one of them guys is facing him. That's gonna be the stiffest test because Caleb Plant, God bless his soul, he ain't got that much experience. And I would suggest Jamal Charlo go face Caleb Plant. That's how I think it should go down. That way, whoever wins got more experience. That's the only way because Jamal Charles never faced a world champion. He's beaten world champions to become champion, but as a champion, he's never beaten a world champion. So I would suggest that Jamal Charlo jump up to 168 and face Caleb Plant, or David Benavidez face Caleb Plant. But Caleb Plant needs to be tested, and Jamal Charlo needs to be tested before he faces Canelo. Trust me, them guys ain't ready for Canelo. And Demetrius Andrade needs to face Billy Joe Saunders. That's the way I look at it. Ain't nobody beating Canelo just like that. Nobody. How much you need? Deuces.